We have TT1. We have Kershay, aka Polt Prime, which means we have Polt, we have a Prime versus a Fnatic MSI, which means we have a Protoss versus a Terran here on Metalopolis. I am Squiggles, and thank you for joining me for yet another match. My goodness, I'm so excited. I just yelled at you, and I apologize. But I am very, very excited to see these two players duke it out. Metalopolis, of course, quite a good map, and I've been seeing a lot of really, really good games being played on Metalopolis lately. Now, one thing to note here is that this is not the normal Metalopolis, or I guess I don't know if it's normal, but this is not the Metalopolis that I have been casting games on, aka the MLG Metalopolis, because there are no Terran supply depots at the bottom of the ramps. So that means that you can do kind of crazy shenanigans stuff. Also, you can do things which I like doing, which Polt is not going to do. But I like doing things like you put your first supply depot here, then you put your barracks there, and you wall off super early, and all that good jazz. Looks like both of them opting to go for more of an economic opening. Not going to be scouting, at least TT1, not going to be scouting after Pylon. I see a lot of players, especially on 4-player maps, and Metalopolis not being an exception, is indeed a 4-player map. I see them scout after Pylon because they really want to see where their opponent is and get a read on exactly what build they're doing as quickly as possible, counting gases and stuff, and also seeing if there's going to be any kind of cheesy play. Now we can see that there's going to be absolutely no cheesy play, as it looks like Polt is going to go for the most standard barracks and then refinery on 13 that you can possibly go. So nothing cheesy coming out from these two players right now. It also looks like there's going to be a gateway and an assimilator going down. And now here comes the probe from TT1, going to be going ahead and scouting. And it looks like he is going to scout the correct way right off the bat. So going to be pretty good for him. Looks like putting in those 3 guys on the refinery even before his barracks is done. And so as the barracks is done, he is going to go ahead and get that first Marine out. Now you can actually hold off on the Marine and get your tech lab down like right now if you wanted to. But I think, and I believe this is actually what a lot of people say, is you really need to get that first Marine out to stop this little probe from scouting your base and tattling back to his base peoples, aka in this case, it's going to be TT1, and letting TT1 know exactly what's going on. So it looks like now there's going to be a little supply depot going down for Polt. Going to be just making sure that nothing can get up there, making the choke just a little bit smaller, and he could actually put like a bunker and another supply depot, or 2 more supply depots there as well. But extended usage, oh, this probe, oh, almost makes it in. But the probe does see that there is a reactor going down on that barracks. Quick second gas for Polt, but TT1 does not see it. And meanwhile, the SCV from Polt is still alive in TT1's base. And what does he see from TT1? Well, he sees that the cybernetics core is chrono boosting out warp gate, so that means that it may be a little bit more aggressive as opposed to just chrono boosting out the probe is. And there is a second and third gateway being added on, and the SCV definitely sees it, and now he's going to leave, and he's going to be like, well, I know that there, oh, actually he didn't see the second gas. But he goes, I know he's at least on 1 gas. And look at that timing on that SCV leaving. Leaves literally right when the Stalker comes out, so he's going to be able to save that SCV. And look at that, even putting the SCV on the Zone Lego watchtower. So it looks like there, yeah, this Stalker is not done yet, and he's going to be going over and actually clicking on the exact spot that the SCV is on. But if he's quick, he might be able to save the SCV. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. Oh, a couple of shots going down, and the Stalker is actually faster than this SCV, so SCV may be doomed. As we see, there is another shot going down, but no, the Stalker is going to have to take a wide berth because he does not have detection yet, and there is, it looks like 7 Marines now at the top of that ramp. My goodness. And kind of an odd place for a bunker, but it's interesting. It's not going to be able to get surrounded and sniped over here, although this is a more defensive place, I think. People putting bunkers like over here. But he's going to have a bunker here, so that will help him hold. Meanwhile, it looks like there is a starport almost done, and there is a free tech lab built by the factory. How nice of this factory. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Banshees coming out from Polt, and he does have the reactor barracks, of course, getting those Marines at 2x2. And it looks like, there is a robo facility going down for TT1, so he could have out the required observer, so he will not just straight up die to cloaked Banshees. We see cloak being started right away, as well as a Banshee. So it looks like Polt going to be trying to put on some good pressure, and actually this is a really good build on this map, and on these spawn positions is what I meant to say, because you can see that they are close by air, definitely close by air, so he could just sneak in here, get some quick probe kills, and get ahead. Let's take a look at the Army tab and the Supply tab. You see that TT1, because he has been chrono boosting out some probies, has a 32/26 supply worker lead. And Army with supply, though, it looks like Polt is a bit in the lead, but just by a little bit. So their supplies overall very, very close to the same right now, getting a whole bunch of sentries early, and this is really, really good. I see a lot of top Protoss doing this because they really want to get that energy, and they want to be able to do tons of force fields, even throwing down Guardian Shields, because Guardian Shields take the insane Marine DPS, because Marines do like crazy DPS because they fire so fast, and they actually subtract like a third of it, because if you look down here you can see that there's actually 6 damage that their Gauss rifle does, and with the Guardian Shield that subtracts it by 2. So only doing 2 damage instead of 6 damage, and this Banshee doing 2 damage, and by 2 damage I mean 2 kills. Looks like he could get a 3rd, maybe a 4th. Oh, gets a 4th, maybe a 5th. Is he gonna get a 5th? He gets a 5th. Ah, so he made Corporal right before he died. But the Banshee with 5 kills, that's actually pretty good, and it's gonna also force TT1 to keep Stalkers in his main, or get cannons, but either way, he's going to have an observer back here in his main with these Stalkers. He's also going to have to get out, another observer, so that he can, when he moves out with his army, or if he has a natural, that he's going to need an observer there as well. So these Banshees just being annoying and giving Polt a little bit of early map control. And look at this, Polt going to be moving out. Looks like he has siege tanks, no siege mode, but does have siege tanks. And any kind of Marine upgrades? Nope. Looks like just going the basic Marines, not even, you know, stem or combat shields or +1 or anything, just lots of Marines. And here comes some SCVs too. So a pretty aggressive attack using the good Banshee high ground vision to snipe some pylons. And here comes the Protoss army. Nice force fields going on. Oh, man. And he's going to be killing, it looks like 5 or 6 Marines with that force field. And this one Marine really wants to live, but it is not meant to be. He goes down, and it looks like TT1 going to be taking a small supply lead because of that. Now, Polt is going to be a little bit more cautious. Does have 2 Banshees now, and throwing down this bunker, sniping this pylon. And that is going to trigger TT1 to go ahead and push back. And he really wants to stop this bunker from going up. Nice force fields going down again. But these Banshees are doing a ton of damage as he micros them back a little bit. You can see that TT1 actually has 2 observers. Does not want to lose his ability to scout these guys. And it looks like tanks doing a lot of damage, Marines doing a lot of damage, and these SCVs actually feverishly repairing these tanks. And the bunker is, oh, the bunker actually finishes. Marines running in the bunker, and that means that the forces of TT1 are going to have to fall back, at least temporarily. There are observers just shadowing these Banshees, though, but Banshee's doing a lot of damage, 3 kills apiece, and I don't even know how much damage they did in addition to that. But nice job there, and it looks like there is reinforcement streaming down for Polt as he goes for kind of a contain in this position right here. Mengst does agree as he is holding up his hand and being like, yes, this is what I call the contain, ha ha ha. You can see he's actually very happy about it. But we're going to have to see if it holds, as it looks like TT1 is not at all happy about being contained, and he's going to move out and snipe that tank. So now it is just Banshees and a bunker and a whole bunch of SCVs that have their little repair thing queued, so they will be repairing as often as possible. Oh, that Banshee took a lot of damage, but he is going to get repaired back up, showing the power of the Marine SCV right there. But TT1 not content to let this stand, and so he's going to be warping in some more Stalkers, some more Zealots, and he is going to be running in here. Zealots doing a lot of damage. There's the scan, and are they going to be able to kill the Observer? They do kill it, which means that this Banshee, who's getting healed back to full almost, is going to be able to do a lot of damage until another Observer comes out. Another Observer is out now, and this Banshee is going to fly away. Is going to get away, at least temporarily. Now he's going to come over here and see if he can do any more damage. Looks like he has 4 kills. Is he going to get a 5th? No, 4 kills for that Banshee. But so far, these Banshees have been quite cost-effective, although if you look at the supplies right now, it looks like TT1 is actually ahead by about 20. I almost said 40, but that's it. Yeah, anyway, he's ahead by about 20 supply right now, actually 23. So nice job by him, and now it is his turn to be aggressive. We can see that Polt was trying to expand behind that pressure, and he wanted to get a little bit ahead by putting the command center already down here, but because he did not put it up here, he may be in danger of it being canceled. And you can see the TT1 being very cautious, going to loop around this way so he is not hit by any kind of Marines or siege tanks, which there are both up there. Marines still with no upgrades at all, and nice job with these Stalkers sniping off that SCV before the command center is done and doing a lot of damage to the command center actually. Now the siege tank is sieging, and there are Marines as well putting on pressure, but these Stalkers doing their little dancey dance may just be enough to snipe this. And it looks like the command center is going to have to get canceled. It does get canceled right there at the very last. But look at this. TT1 is actually ahead by about 30 supply right now. Now there is a Banshee over here in the mineral line of TT1 trying to do some damage. He does have how many kills now? It looks like he has 6 kills. Yes, sir, Mr. Corporal, sir. And now he's up to 7 and putting some pressure, mad pressure on those assimilators, LOL. But there is another base for Fnatic, TT1, and it looks like he is going to be safe for now as the next observer pops out. It looks like this Banshee is going to go ahead and fly away. He has 8 kills, and he is going to go and just brag to everybody how good he was and how much damage he did. La, you know, man. Pretty standard stuff. Now there's 2 Banshees, though. The Banshee who got 8 kills recruited another Banshee who is, in fact, a recruit, and they're going to be focusing down this Robo. And if they get the Robo, this could actually be really huge because they're not going to be able to get any more detection. The shields are gone, and now they're putting damage onto the structure, and now they're going to have to run away, as it looks like the recruit does not know how to play this game and is taking quite a bit of damage. But the guy with 8 kills is like, it's okay, I got some friends. They're called SCVs, and they're actually really cool. I'll show you what they do. Yeah, pretty good, right? They just heal you back to full. It's good stuff, and they go back to mining. Cool deal. Now, this is a very unique way of playing from Polt. You can see his Marines. I'll show you. Marines, still. No stim, no combat shields, no 1-1, no 2-2, no anything. Siege tanks do have siege mode just now. Meanwhile, he has been building these Banshees non-stop, like the entire game. Nice little micro there to save one. Is he going to be able to get away? Oh, getting away with all of them. Doing a good job of just using a little bit of energy, getting some kills, and running back. And he's just going to be using what it takes to repair them and not actually losing the units. And that's really important in a style like this. You want to keep the Banshees because they get better and better the more Banshees that you have. So now we have TT1 and Polt, and it looks like TT1 is still ahead by about 12 supply. Let's go ahead and check the units lost. You can see fairly similar. It looks like Polt has killed a few more workers, but let's check out what everybody has right now, and we can see that TT1 is actually ahead by a ton. 41 supply worth of probes versus 27 SCVs, as well as having a bigger army, just barely though. So the battle could be anybody's. And look at this. Now there's 4 Banshees coming in. Oh, trying to put some pressure on. But there is a few stalkers there with an observer, and it looks like it could be shut down again. Nice pylons going down for TT1, so he's going to be able to warp in guys pretty much wherever he wants, any strategic spot, whether it be by Polt's natural or whether it be in his main to defend. He does have quite a few stalkers right here, so he is totally prepared for any kind of counter that could happen. Just being like, okay, I think I'm in the lead, so how do I lose here? Well, I think that Polt might do some more shenanigans with either drops or with Banshees, so I'm just going to make sure that I don't actually lose to that. You can see there a Banshee going down because these stalkers were just there, and they do have that observer there. So nice job by TT1, just through his mental checklist, making sure that he can't lose to anything. That is a lot of Marines and tanks, though, and this actually blows my mind that these Marines are still not upgraded. He's been just pumping Marines, it looks like 4 at a time. He does have a tech lab on his barracks now, has not started anything yet, and at this point, I almost think that it'd be better just to get combat shields because it doesn't take as long. It's 110 seconds over 170, which is quite different. Here comes a big engagement, and it looks like there's so many zealots and quite a few stalkers as well. Now it looks like these Banshees cloaking in the background are going to do a lot of damage, but the siege tanks actually are doing a lot of splash. But it looks like Polt is actually focusing the siege tanks on the stalkers so that he doesn't actually kill his own Marines. And I don't know, man. This is really close. Oh, but these observers are a little bit out of position, and so the forces of TT1 gonna have to pull back at least temporarily, and it looks like Polt has secured this position in the middle of the map, although it has cost many unupgraded Marines their lives and many siege tanks as well. This siege tank almost dead. You can see now another siege tank, more Marines streaming down, as well as SCVs to go ahead and repair not only the siege tanks but also the Banshees should they need it. Yes, this Banshee with 5 kills does in fact need it. So he is going to be very slowly pushing over here. And, oh, look at this. We have a Dark Shrine going down as well as Charge going down. So TT1 is going to be like, all right, this is getting out of hand a little bit silly. I'm just going to go ahead and get DTs. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Polt could be doing a little bit of nice snipe there on that observer. Could be putting on a little bit of pressure over here using the, I should say abusing the cliff with these Banshees and just slowly creeping up with Marines and siege tanks. So these Marines doing a good job of just protecting these siege tanks. The siege tanks are going to be doing the damage. We see another bunker going down, and this is going to be key, getting this bunker to go down. Siege tanks doing a lot of damage to these warp gates, and it looks like focusing down this pylon as well. Now it's not a Artosis pylon, so killing it isn't going to unpower all of these buildings. He does have more pylons. We're building another one back here just in case, but is managing to snipe off some gateways. He's killed 2 gateways so far. It's kind of a big deal. That's going to severely limit the amount of units that TT1 can warp in. And oh, taking out the Cyber Core, and that's actually quite a big deal. You can see he has 4 Banshees now and continuing to pump Banshees. Non-stop stim just now started at the 21-minute mark. And here comes the bunkers leapfrogging forward. DTs are out and sniping off that tank, and now the DTs are going to be out here, and they're going to be putting on pressure on this tank as well. There's the scan, but it is not enough to save the tank, although one DT does go down. DTs are now in the natural of Polt, as well as, oh man, there's just DTs everywhere, so he's going to go ahead and lift off here. And he does have a little wall off here, but he does not have any kind of defense for these DTs. Oh, you can see, actually, look at this. Trapping the DT for a little bit so he can try to deal with it, but this DT, there we go, another scan. DT is going down as well. Now he's going to be getting a Raven. Nice adjustment there, getting out that Raven, because he does not have turrets even close to me. And you can see the engineering bay is just now about to finish. And oh, got to be a little bit careful with these Banshees, not even using cloak, which is kind of funny. But oh my goodness, another DT coming out for TT1. And what is he doing? Oh, look at this. He just doesn't really know, and he's going to be like, yeah, I should probably kill the siege tank. Not going to be able to get the siege tank, as it is instantly repaired, and the scan goes down. And it looks like the Raven is almost out. Stim is almost done. And this is going to be pretty scary for TT1 at this point. You can see he is still doing a lot of damage over here. This Dark Templar with 9 kills right now. The Raven is out, but he can't really do anything. And so this is kind of a weird position, because DTs are absolutely wrecking Polt's base, but TT1 is having a hard time countering this Banshee Marine tank composition of Polt. And so here we go. We have looks like DTs, Stalkers, Zealots with speed, and Probes going to be running in here, and the Probes is going to be doing their best to getting close to the bio units and make that splash do some extra damage, but it's not going to work. And now look at this. It looks like Polt is actually taking a supply lead for pretty much the first time this game. And so many SCVs, and they're all just repairing these Banshees. I mean, this Banshee getting focused down, not even going to matter. There's the GG. So it looks like Polt Prime going to take this one off TT1 in pretty cool fashion. I mean, he went for making Banshees with cloak non-stop for the entire fight. And Marines, look at this, still stim not done for these Marines. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, they're just, oh man. And actually, I think, did it get canceled? Yeah, it actually got canceled. So no stim this entire game. Lots of unstim Marines, lots of siege tanks, 1 Raven just there at the very end, and a ton of Banshees. But really, it was the constant harassment with Banshees, and then also incorporating Banshees into your army. Similar to how Protoss are finding that if you have a couple of Void Rays in your army, the Void Rays are really good. Banshees, if you can keep them alive, then they can be really, really good in the later stages of the game, as we saw here. Wow, what a cool game. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for another cast. Please leave comments as to how you like the cast, what I can do to improve, as well as submit your replays for Subscriber Saturday to squigglestarcraft@gmail.com. How can I expect you guys to remember it if I can't even remember it? That is squigglestarcraft@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.